So my 15-year-old daughter, she's at that age now. She can go get her learner's permit. Jesus, I'm 37 years old. I'm gonna be 38 here, and let's see, what's today's date? Today is the 20th. I'm gonna be 38 in 27 days. I think that's right. 27 days, 28 days. August 17th is my birthday. And when I found out I was going to be a dad, I found out right here in this very town. This is where I grew up. And my girlfriend, her parents lived right up the street from here. And I remember getting back from the clinic and going in her parents' house and telling her, hey, we're going to have a kid. I remember going out and then making the phone call to my mom and dad, letting them know that they were going to be grandparents. And I remember saying to myself, I'm going to be the best dad that I can be. And I've done a pretty good goddamn job. My little girl, she wants to go get her learner's permit, and she wants to get her motorcycle permit. She's such a badass little kid, man. I love my daughter to death. These are my daughter's toys. These aren't mine. These are hers. The only bike I have is, well, this one right here, and it don't run. I actually have all the brand new parts for it. Right there underneath those, underneath them towels and blankets. They're sitting right there to rebuild this bike. It's a 98, 99 YZ4 400F. I had a 450. I've had a bunch of dirt bikes, but basically, ever since my separation with my daughter's mother, I've never really got back into riding real hard. So all these bikes belong to my daughter. The first bike my daughter had was a TTR 90, and it wasn't really hers. It was a friend of the family's. And then she had this little Chinese quad, this little 125 quad. Then she got a Yamaha PW80, and this is actually the Yamaha PW80 that she got. That was the bike right there. But I went ahead and I bought this pit bike engine for it. It's a Liffin 140 with a manual clutch. And then I realized that the bike that I built this bike completely from scratch, believe it or not. This is actually an SSR 125 frame and a PW80 frame that I welded on top of the SSR frame. I took this right here, took this piece of pipe to work, and I spun it down on the lathe. And I got on eBay and I ordered the triple trees and the oil shocks and everything off eBay. And I took this and spun it down on the lathe so that the bearings would fit in the end. And then I welded it onto the frame so that it had the real shocks on it. I built the whole bike for her, and I realized it's too tall for her. She couldn't ride it. That, and I tell you what, I rode a lot of bikes, old bikes from the 80s. I had a 1983 IT 465 and a YZ 490 and a CR 500, and the clutches on those bikes weren't as hard as the clutch on this damn bike. You got to grab this thing with all four fingers when you squeeze it. I mean, it's not that hard. That's being a little dramatic, but it is still pretty damn hard. I mean, 2 fingers is about the most you're going to get out of these new bikes. You could get them with your pinky and squeeze them damn bikes and them clutches. I ride around on the new bikes with 1 finger on the clutch. But so anyway, she couldn't ride this. She just couldn't ride it. So I kind of adopted this bike as mine, and I built this bike in 2020. And boy, I tell you what, man, if you're looking into getting Chinese pit bikes, buy a Liffin engine. They run forever. And then, so I built her this bike. And that's a Liffin 125, semi-automatic, no clutch, 4-speed. I built her this bike, and I built this bike the same way I built this bike. The only difference is this is all SSR plastics and a seat and all that, and I didn't chop the frame apart. But I did go ahead and make another one of these pipes on a lathe so that the eBay forks would fit on it. And those eBay forks are badass. These are going on 5 years old, and they have yet to blow a seal, and I ride this thing. I beat the ever-loving piss out of this bike. As a matter of fact, I just had the CDI go bad on it and a pickup coil go bad on it. But I changed the oil on this bike every other ride. So the inside is clean. The timing chain started to wear out. I actually had to go and make where the timing tensioner's at, there's a rod that pushes up its spring. It actually ran out of travel. So I got a piece of brass dowel or a brass drift pin, and I spun it down on the lathe to fit down inside that timing chain where that thing goes up, and actually made it longer so I could get more travel out of my timing chain tensioner down inside that engine, so I get more life out of it. But yeah, I built this bike for the kid, and now her birthday was on July 7th, and I bought her this. It's not brand new. It's a 2007 TTR 125 LE, electric start, brand new battery. Put a brand new Nibby carburetor on it. And boy, does that bike run great with that carburetor. I had an XR 200 project a few years ago, and I bought this cheap aftermarket exhaust for it. So I TIG welded that bun on there on the butt back of the T2R exhaust, because this bike, when I bought it, it didn't. The kid that had it took the baffle out of the exhaust, which you don't do that. Don't do that, kids. Okay, don't do that. The bike's not going to run better. It's not going to sound better. As a matter of fact, it's going to run like shit. You don't modify your stock exhaust. You just don't do it. You want to buy an aftermarket exhaust? That's one thing. You don't modify your stock exhaust system. You don't do that. So I bought the carburetor, put the muffler back on, so at least it had some back pressure. Sounds pretty good, actually. Runs great. But I bought her this bike, and I told her, she doesn't know about it yet. It's a surprise, and I am so excited for her to get it and see it. But she's got to learn how to ride a clutch. She wants to get her motorcycle permit, and she wants to go get herself I'm going to buy it for her, like a street and trail bike, like a DRZ 250 or something, or DR 250 or 200 or something street legal, so when she gets her permit, she'll have it. But I guess the point I'm trying to get across is, don't hold your kids back just because you can't get them brand new stuff. You know, maybe you can't afford to get them a brand new dirt bike. I've only ever bought 2 brand new dirt bikes in my entire life. They're very expensive. And I couldn't go about and buy a brand new one right now. That's why I'm getting ready to fix that. As a matter of fact, I'm sending the crank out here. I've been saying that now for 7 months, that I was going to send the crank out to LA Sleeve in California and have them rebuild it. But, shit just kept getting in the way. And it was more important that I fix that bike there so I can actually go riding with my daughter, and then get her this bike and get it top notch and ready to go for when she gets here. That's more important than getting that one fixed. And I'm saying is don't hold your kids back. Don't ever say, Mom, I want to try that. Dad, I want to try that. Say, okay, go ahead. Absolutely. If you got somebody, a family member, a cousin, a brother, a friend that wants to take your kids to do something, let them do it. If a stranger wants to teach your kids something or whatever, let them teach them. Don't hold your kids back. Don't ever hold your kids back. My daughter's be 15 years old. She wants to join the military. She's thinking about joining the military. I'm all about it, man. Absolutely. My kid doesn't do the greatest in school. That's why she's not here right now. She had to go to summer school. She's like, Dad, although I did graduate high school and got a diploma and graduated with like a C average, I do believe. I did good on my AS8 or ASVABs and all that stuff. I did good on that stuff. School wasn't for me. And so I guess just don't hold your kids back. Let them try stuff. I gave my kid this bike, I think it was last year. She always had this bike, but I made a bunch of changes to it, made it better. More bolt-on parts, different shocks, different exhaust, and the longer swing arm, because it had a 10-inch rear tire and a 12-inch front tire. Now it's got a 14-inch front tire, and so rather than go, and it had a 110 on it, and the 110 engine blew up. So rather than get her a bigger bike, I just modified this all that so she got a little bit taller. I put a little bit bigger shock on it, longer swing arm and the forks. Changed it up, so I made it a little bit bigger for her with the 125 engine. I didn't go get her a bigger bike. I didn't have to go buy her a new bike. I just modified this one so that it was bigger for her. Now she's outgrown that one. So now she's going on to this one. Like I said, don't hold your kids back. Let your kids do what they want to do. That's if my daughter wants to get her driver's permit and then get her motorcycle permit, I'm going to let her do it. She really wants to get a R1 or an R7 when she turns 18. That's another thing that was a stipulation, is that she has to learn how to ride a street and trail bike, get good on the street and trail bike, and keep her permit, and then pass her motorcycle license in order for her to get a crotch rocket. Once she turns 18, I'm not crazy about her getting a crotch rocket. Once she turns 18, she's an adult. I can't really stop her from doing what she wants to do. My daughter has snakes upstairs and reptiles, and she got the swimming pool outside, and trampolines and tire swings and rope swings, and I let my kid do whatever she wants to do within reason. She's always really good with me and respectful. Her mom and them, they have problems, but I'm just saying, try to think of ways to get your kids what they need to get. I figured I'd just share that. Tell you right now, if you've never done, if you have the means to go and buy kids dirt bikes, man, go out and do it, man. I tell you what, there's nothing more fun than getting the kids and going for a ride out in the woods all day long. You see all kinds of cool shit, you know what I mean? animals and critters, and you get to play in the creeks out in the woods and see all kinds of stuff. Go pick up them two used bikes you're thinking about doing it. Do it. It's worth it. And you get to spend a lot of time with your kids when you do it. Yeah, they're expensive. Yeah, they're a money pit. But you know what? Going out and having that fun with your kids, it's the best time ever, man, I tell you. Like I say, I built these two bikes. And besides buying the new engines and stuff, there's, over a few years period, I think I have $1,000 into that bike. This one right here, I think I've got like $600 or $700 into it over a two or 3 years period. I picked the bike up for like $300 with an engine that ran. She rode that for a whole year. I just had to put bars and stuff on it and tighten some bolts up and change oil and stuff in it, maintain it. But like I said, even like bicycles. I have a bicycle. I have two bicycles. And me and the kid, sometimes I ask her what she wants to do. We go out and ride bicycles all over town. We have such a blast doing that together. I love going and riding pedal bikes with my kids. That bike there, I got it for $10 up the street. It was a piece of shit. I put 2 new tires on it, new bicycle chain, oiled everything up, tightened it all up, cleaned it up a little bit. I got myself a bicycle. I didn't have to go out and spend $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 on a bicycle. Although I did buy my kid a $500 bicycle. But before that, she just had a little Walmart bike, and we used to go out and have fun on that. I had the means to buy her a really nice bicycle, so I bought her the really nice bicycle, and I rode this piece of crap. Don't hold your kids back. That's I guess what I'm getting at. Enjoy them. Because this summer I don't have my daughter because she had to go to summer school, and I'm really, really missing that kid. I've been so lost on what to do with myself over the last month, since basically the beginning of June. It's going on the end of July now. I'm only going to get my kid for 20 days this summer. And I got some big plans.